Hi everyone, Keith Saarloos from Saarloos & Sons Family Wine Company, coming to you live and direct from this great, beautiful Veterans Day. We are here in El Camino Real in pretty much my favorite spot in the entire vineyard. And today it means something even more special. Right behind us we have our Cabernet. We're staying in our Petite Syrah, and just over my shoulder, that is the photo that is on the label of the family tree. But before we get into all of that, this is our harvest allocation. So this harvest 2015 was unique. That's a pretty good way to put it. Good and bad. Good part is the quality of our fruit was outstanding. I mean, literally amazing. The clusters were very, very small but dense, gorgeous, amazing flavor, great seeds, great skins, ripe, beautiful. I mean, amazing. On the other hand, our tonnage was down about 40%. So that means if you think about it dollar-wise, if you're used to making this much money, you only made about 60% of that last year. And for us, it's even worse because all of our fruit comes from here, and the wines that we share and put in your allocation come from here as well. The good part is your wine is safe. We will fulfill your orders before everyone else's, and even at the tasting room. So it's a great time to be a part of the family. It's going to be a little rough inside the tasting room, but we'll have to deal with that years down the road. Let's talk about this allocation. Let's talk about this wine cup. So there's 3 wines in this one, and as being our harvest allocation, it is definitely my favorite. This is the one we hold the big guns for, because you're going to be sharing these wines with your family, people you love at Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and we wanted to include the wines that we are absolutely proud of, but also mean a huge amount to us. First, we'll talk about the family tree. So over my shoulder, you see that tree. It's on the label, and what the family tree means to us is it actually is a wine that comprises wine from the Grenache at El Camino Real, the Grenache at Windmill Ranch, 2 different vineyards, the Mourvedre from El Camino Real, which I'm just staring at right behind you, and our Syrah. So the Syrah comes actually from each part of our terraces, so Fat Man, Little Boy, High Hill, all kind of come together into one wine that is our GSM, Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. So when all 3 of these wines come together, we actually have about 6 wines in here. The Mourvedre we make on its own, which you've had in Pauline, the Grenache from El Camino, the Grenache from Windmill, and 3 different separate, ideally unique Syrahs. And each one of them brings something to the flavor and to the profile of this wine. When you taste it, what makes it very unique is it's not just a Grenache, a Syrah, a Mourvedre. It's more like a class photo. And it's who we are this very year, or in this case, 2012. That's something we should mention. All the wines that you're getting this year are from 2012. Here we are on the cusp of 2016. So this 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, and almost 2016. We feel that we need to ship wines that the batteries are included and they're ready to be consumed. So we've been waiting to ship these to you. I love that family tree. It's one of my personal favorites of the GSMs we've ever made because I think it's so expressive. Our second wine is our Petite Syrah, Honor and Prepare. And honor and prepare is our creed. We live to honor those that have come before us and prepare the way for those yet to come. And you see it everywhere on what we do. Pictures of Grandpa, my dad, my uncle, Brad and Greg involved, my kids involved. This wine really comes together and says who we are in a bottle. Petite Syrah is a big, luscious, sexy wine, and we can only make so much of it every year. We have basically a little 1-acre plot of Petite Syrah, and that is it. Every year when we pick it, we know it's 100% allocated. It's only going to the wine club, and that's it. So we basically custom make and tailor and bespoke this wine just for you. I don't even think I get any of it this year. Our third and final wine, the big boy. This is our Cab, and this is Courage. This year the Courage is OD Green. We're coming to you on a very specific day, and all of this kind of came together, and that's why I threw up the camera and I said, let's do this. Today's Veterans Day, and Veterans Day to us is kind of a big day. We're standing here, we enjoy amazing amounts of freedom because of the sacrifices and the conviction of many people. And this wine we make in honor of them. If you look on the label says "in grateful memory" on the bottom of it. And we actually took that from a piece of parchment we have in the tasting room that's signed by FDR that my great-grandmother received after John passed away. It's an amazing piece of paper, and I read it almost every day and try to live up to it. And this is really, in all honesty, who we make this wine for. We've had so many people that have come to us and said it meant so much to them that they gave it as a gift to someone who served, and it was such a unity or a community when they opened that bottle, drank it together, and it made them closer. That's what we feel courage is. So this year, it was pretty interesting. We actually bottled our courage on June 6th. And it was the 70th anniversary of D-Day. So my great-uncle John is the beginning of Honor and Prepare. My great-uncle John, when my great-grandfather died, my great-uncle John dropped out of school and took over the family farm. He took over it and ran a 10-horse farm, which is a pretty big farm. Took care of his mother, my grandpa Gil, Harold, Elmer, and Pauline, and did a great job at about 15 years old. When my great-grandmother remarried, John said, I'm no longer needed here. I've honored my father and prepared the way for the rest of my family. And John entered the military. John went from private to sergeant very quickly and was part of the D-Day invasion and made it up the beach, which still to this day, I think about it, one of the heaviest things in modern era. It's the last time we ran at each other with swords. I mean, I've never had a bad day in comparison to having to do that. And I can't imagine the courage that it took for those men and women to get off that boat and run at gunfire, all in the name of liberty and freedom. It's amazingly heavy. So we make this wine for John, for all of those that have served, for those who gave their life so that they can be remembered. For us, we used 100% new oak, new American oak on this wine this time. I'd like to say we thought about it for the anniversary, or the 70th anniversary of D-Day. John made it up the beach, like we said, and then they took a town called Cherbourg, which was a port town that was really important as far as unloading docks and munitions. And to me, John's a hero, and not for any other reason than I've never met him, my father's never met him, my uncle's never met him. But John was the beginning of what I think is an important part of our family, which is living to honor those that have come before you and preparing the way for those yet to come. And John did that with his entire life, as short as it may be. So for us, it's become a big tradition in our family, and one I enjoy very, very much. So this wine club, we have Family Tree, our GSM, which is a family photo of who we are this year in 2012. Completely sold out. Don't ask for another one. The second wine, Honor Prepare, the living embodiment of our Petit Syrah, living to honor those that have come before you and preparing the way for those yet to come. And finally, our Cabernet, our 2012. We're talking about it here on Veterans Day. We bottled it on the 70th anniversary of D-Day. And we make that in honor of John, because you die twice. I mean, you die once when your body gives up, and you die the second time when the last person says your name. And now we have a wine, and we tell everyone we know about John, and he gets to live forever. That's pretty important. So on this holiday season, hard to believe, but it's coming up. Share them with people you love. Share them with people you want to honor. Share them with people that you prepared for. Share them with your family. Share them with someone who did something so great for you, you'll never be able to repair them. This is Keith Saarloos. Live to honor those that have come before you. Prepare the way for those yet to come.